Hello, hello. Here we are again, taking the old dogs for a walk on, I guess we're doing stuff, right? Pretty nice out here. A little bit on the warm side, but it ain't too bad. Oh, I've seen it be a whole lot warmer, eh? That's for sure. So I thought, well, hey, you know what? I'm going to take a walk. I was sitting and thinking, and I said, you know what? You've dabbled and talked a little bit about stuff. There goes old Pee-Pee racing around looking for the old rabbits. I wish them rabbits had, Sonny. Yeah, she'd love to get a rabbit. But I was sitting and thinking, sometimes, you know, things don't always go the way you want them to, that's for sure. And I was sitting and thinking, and I said, you know, you've touched a few times on different things like the Jehovah God, the Creator, and said a few things there that are interesting and beneficial to yourself. And sometimes you think, you know what, man, I'll tell you, I just love being in a certain place. I just love it there so much. I'm so happy there. And the good Lord in heaven, He likes you being there and being happy. He really does. So recently I was discovering, which I didn't know before, but sometimes there's places you have to go where you don't want to be. So let's say, oh, you have to go to work because you got to pay the bills. Right. And then you're just not happy there at work. And it's like, man, boy, I sure wish I could be happy. And you're looking at the sky and saying, dear Lord, our Father in heaven, how can I, you know, turn this around, because I'm just not happy here. So what happened to me? Well, when I got spare time, I started watching these videos that I'm putting on YouTube. And then all of a sudden, I wasn't unhappy anymore. I just felt pretty good, because it was like I wasn't someplace where I didn't want to be. I was where I wanted to be, at home walking and doing what I wanted to do. And I was able to do that through my cell phone, watching myself. So I found that to be rather interesting. So if you're kind of going places where you don't really want to be, take some time to shoot some videos of yourself just being in a place that makes you happy. And then what you do is, when you get to them places where you're not happy and you got the spare time, watch yourself in a place that you are happy. And then just see how that works. I guarantee you, you're going to feel a lot better about yourself and everything else. Doing what you have to do, not necessarily what you want to do. Because obviously everybody has to earn a living and do what what they got to do to pay their bills, right? So yeah. But anyhow, what are you gonna tell now? Are you gonna tell some more stuff? What's going on with you? Why don't you like to shoot some flintlocks? Well, I'd like to be, but I ain't doing it. But I need to do it. It's a little warm right now. I'm liable to break a sweat now as it is, and I hate to break a sweat. So, needless to say, we're trying to, well, I try to stay off the internet and stuff like that, but I don't make it. I'll be on there looking around, and next thing you know, I'm seeing all kinds of stuff. And hey, what about all these preppers on the internet, you know? Sometimes they can get a little scary, you know, what's going on and everything. They'll put the spooks to you. Oh my God, it's you know, hits the fan. Well, I'll give them credit, because they're trying to help you, and they're trying to wake you up and make you aware. So I'd say one of your plans ought to include to have a prepper as a good friend, because it sure wouldn't hurt. They're learning how to survive out there and everything else. So, and I've learned a lot from that. I was like, hey, I need to figure out what kind of weeds I can eat. You know, I don't want to eat some of them berries like that dude did on Naked and Afraid. And then the acid from him like ate his stomach out. Ended up having to go to the hospital and tap out. Don't want to do that, right? So you better take a little time to learn about plants and things. My understanding certain plants are completely edible. You know, you're gonna have to go back to the lost knowledge of the Native Americans. They knew how to survive and eat and do all kinds of stuff, you know, the indigenous people, the ones that they had to do away with because, you know, they wanted to seclude them, get them put back, because God forbid we know that the real history and the true history of the country is all built off the Native Americans and their philosophies and their laws and rules, that our European buddies that come over here and did what they did, I don't know, could you say borrowed from the Native Americans or stole it? I don't know, but it certainly made for a great country. Unfortunately, in order to have that, the poor original folks that were here had to go under the big thumb of the government. And you can see that, well, you can research it for yourself what party it is. I'm trying to stay away from politics and all that crap. I just can't seem to do it because everything I get into seems to lead back to something political. You know, it starts out, most of it starts out in Britain, and they have a big influence of running everything. So you got to watch out for that stuff. Them old redcoats ain't gone by a long shot. That's for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I thought I'd get out here and do another walk and talk. You know why? Because I thought I'd let you know the little message that I think I got from the good Lord Jehovah, who is in heaven. He's up there saying, Ed, why don't you go make another video? So when you're out and you're someplace again where you don't want to be, you can watch it. And then you can say, hey, looky, that's me. I'm out there in the field taking a walk with the dogs. I love to do that. That's my favorite thing. It's a happy place for me. And I can go there and watch. So if you film stuff that makes you happy and feel good, and then you play it back to yourself, and you keep doing that over and over and over again, and making more videos of when you feel really good. I hate to give you the good news, but you're gonna be a whole lot happier, and you're gonna feel better about yourself and everything else. And you're gonna be saying, man, I sure do feel good. You know, and I can imagine if I was down and not in really good shape, that maybe I could feel pretty bad, but I could always raise it up a little better to feel not any worse, but maybe even better by watching an old video. I don't know where he's going to, but he's too old to be moving like that. But he gets around pretty good for about, how old is he? I don't know, he gotta be 15 at least. Okay, I'm 15 years old. I just give him vitamins and stuff, try to keep him in shape. You know, if you have a dog that's eyesight's going bad and they're getting cataracts and stuff like that, did you know a multivitamin, you just give that to them every day and their eyesight will come back? He almost went blind there at one point. I learned that from a fellow I worked with, and he used to do some insurance business. He told my mom that when we were down there at her place doing some insurance business. And it worked for her too, and it worked for me, because his eyesight was not good. And it's no fun having a pet that you gotta babysit because they can't see nothing, right? I don't know where old Rabbit Head went to. I did hear, oh, I don't know. I suppose I better go, like I said, get my money's worth out of this bell by ringing it. How much it cost to ring it? Well, the first ring was $100. And if you can knock off a penny a ring, then it was $199.99 on the second ring. And the skill to ringing that, like I said, is you got the first ding, then you let it loose, and you hear the second ding. When you hear the second ding, you give another little tug, and you can work it back and forth like that. But, hey, what do you know? I was hoping that doorbell, that doorbell. Oh my goodness, what you into? You ain't no good. She's acting like she's been up to no good, ain't she? I was hoping that bell would call the dogs in case they're out running around, right? Ha 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 ha. Oh, that's funny, Mr. Ed. That's funny. You now have a independent 1776 bell to call your dogs with. Hey, maybe it's worth more than $100 now, right? That could be the case. All right. All right. Well, that looks like the pups are ready to go in, don't it? Sure does to me. Well, I thought I was lazy, but they did run around more than I did. And we're in 10 minutes of fun here, right? So let me sign off here and hope I didn't rabble-jabble and all that good stuff. I don't know if they even make any sense sometimes. Sometimes I don't know. Let me tip me hat off, eh? Let me tip me hat off. Oh, yes. Tip your hat. All right. Well, I guess we're going to sign off and go into the house. I just had, what did I have? Oh, I had some sweet potato fries and some liver with onions. Well, I ate all the onions yesterday, but we had some liver. And I loved crispy, tasty cooked liver. By golly, it's fulfilling. Makes you feel like you really had some good grub, huh? All right, man. Well, hey, we'll talk at you later. Hope you have a great day, and see ya.